Long ago, in the ancient land of Van Lang, where the Red River winds its way through lush rice paddies and misty mountains, there lived a humble fisherman named Tien Dung. He was the only son of a poor widower, and together they eked out a living along the sandy banks, casting their nets in the hope of catching enough fish to survive each day. Life was hard, but Tien Dung was content, for he loved his father dearly and cherished the simple joys of their modest home.
As the years passed, hardship weighed heavily on the small family. When Tien Dung's father fell gravely ill, the young man sold everything they owned to pay for medicine and food. In time, all that remained was a single loincloth, which he and his father took turns wearing. When his father passed away, Tien Dung used the last of his possessions to give him a proper burial, wrapping him in the only cloth they owned. Alone and destitute, Tien Dung was left with nothing but his unwavering spirit and a heart full of love and gratitude. He wandered the riverbanks, surviving on the kindness of strangers and the bounty of nature. Yet, despite his poverty, Tien Dung never lost hope. He believed that fate had a plan for him, even if he could not yet see its shape. Far away in the royal palace, Princess Tien Dung, the beloved daughter of King Hung, lived a life of luxury and privilege. She was renowned throughout the land for her beauty, grace, and adventurous spirit. Unlike other princesses, Tien Dung was not content to remain within the palace walls. She longed to explore the world beyond, to feel the wind in her hair and the sun on her face. One day, Tien Dung convinced her attendants to join her on a journey along the Red River. They traveled in a grand procession, with gilded boats and silk canopies, laughter and music echoing across the water. As they neared a quiet stretch of sandy shore, Tien Dung decided to bathe in the cool, clear waters. Her servants set up a tent for her privacy, and the princess stepped inside, unaware that destiny was about to intervene, for it was on this very shore that Tien Dung had chosen to rest. Exhausted from his wanderings and with nothing to shield his modesty, he had buried himself in the sand, hoping to escape the gaze of passers-by. As fate would have it, the servants began to dig in the sand to prepare a bath for the princess. To their astonishment, they uncovered a young man, covered in sand and embarrassment. The attendants cried out in alarm, and Tien Dung herself came to see what had happened. When she beheld Tien Dung, she was struck not by his ragged appearance, but by the kindness in his eyes and the dignity with which he bore himself. She saw his humility and the gentle soul beneath the dirt and tattered rags. In that moment, Tien Dung made a decision that would change both their lives forever. She declared, "This is not a chance encounter, but a meeting ordained by fate. I will take this man as my husband." Her attendants were shocked, but the princess was resolute. She ordered that Tien Dung be bathed and dressed in fine clothes. The royal musicians played joyful tunes, and the riverbank was transformed into a wedding celebration. Tien Dung, once a poor fisherman with nothing to his name, became the husband of a princess. News of the marriage reached King Hung, who was furious that his daughter had wed a commoner without his consent. But when he saw the happiness in Tien Dung's eyes and the goodness in Tien Dung's heart, his anger softened. He allowed them to remain together, though he did not welcome them back to the palace. Tien Dung and Tien Dung set out to build a new life. They traveled the land, learning from wise teachers and sages. Along the way, they met Phat Quang, a mystical hermit who taught them the secrets of enlightenment and spiritual power. With his guidance, Tien Dung and Tien Dung learned to cultivate compassion, wisdom, and harmony with the universe. Together, they founded a thriving community, the banks of the river, where people from all walks of life came to learn, trade, and live in peace. Their village became a beacon of prosperity and enlightenment, and Tien Dung and Tien Dung were beloved as wise and compassionate leaders. But their journey was not without challenges. One day, King Hung, still wary of his daughter's choices, sent soldiers to bring her back to the palace. As the army approached, Tien Dung and Tien Dung called upon the spiritual powers they had learned from Phat Quang. With a flash of light and a rumble of thunder, the earth opened beneath their village, and a mighty river rose up, carrying them and their people to a new, hidden realm, a place where they could live in peace, free from the constraints of the mortal world. Some say that Tien Dung and Tien Dung ascended to the heavens, becoming immortal spirits who watch over the land and its people. Others believe that their village still exists somewhere, hidden from the eyes of ordinary men, a place of harmony, wisdom, and love. To this day, the story of Chu Dong Tu and Tien Dung is told across Vietnam, a tale of love that transcends social boundaries, of destiny fulfilled through kindness and courage. Their journey reminds us that true happiness is found not in wealth or status, but in the strength of the human spirit and the power of love to transform even the humblest life. As the Red River continues its ancient journey through the heart of Vietnam, it carries with it the memory of a poor fisherman and a bold princess whose love defied the odds and left a legacy of hope for generations to come.